Welcome back, everyone. It is Thursday, January 16th in the NBA. My three best bets are on the way. Later on this video, we have a plus 1,600 pick. So, hey, stay tuned. We're going to dive into that in just one moment. If you are new, my name is Austin. And unfortunately, we are not joined by the Brooms today. We could not go back-to-back sweeps. It was a 1-3 day. A little bit of a frustrating one. Now, we did cash day 2 of the ladder challenge. We'll talk about that in just one second. Our losers, though, Jalen Brunson's under. I mean, I'm not going to probably give out Brunson's under if Karl Anthony Towns is not playing. That's kind of what happened. We took his under early in the day, and then Cat got ruled out. I believe the stats are Brunson averages about 30 points per game with Cat per 100 possessions. Without Cat per 100 possessions, like 45. So, again, not much we can do there. That's the NBA injury report. Giannis doesn't play in the fourth due to a blowout. Amen Thompson doesn't come through, but in his game, it was also a blowout because Nikola Jokic did not play. So he voids a weird day all around. I kind of annoying because I didn't feel like really we deserved to lose our 3 props, but it is what it is. We move on. As a reminder, like I said, day 2 of the ladder challenge did cash. A little sweaty, and technically we didn't cash for the full value, $35, because Jokic did not play. But either way, we'll talk about that at the end of the video. We got a couple plays to dive into, and we're just going to hop right into the first one, and it's going to be an under. Now, actually, yesterday I talked about this. It can be a little bit tricky. I mean, the NBA is tough to bet this time in age. I put this stat on here. 11 games yesterday. You look at 6 of them decided by more than double digits, 13, 14, 16, and 3 blowouts, 20, 29, and 59 points. So there is some value in some unders. Obviously, the value gets soaked up when your guy gets ruled out or is a star player, but I think there's some value in some unders, and we got one today and then an over. My favorite under of the day is actually going to be a guy in the biggest game of the day, Thunder versus Cavaliers. I like J-Dub, Jalen Williams, under 21.5 points, minus 113 on FanDuel, a 1-unit play. I'd still play this at 20.5, maybe reduce it down to a half-unit play. I personally think the line should be 19.5. Look, I get it. In the first matchup, he went over this line, but he's been struggling recently, and I just don't see those struggles helping him out today, especially given the injury report. Now, you look at J-Dub, and we'll talk about him and go back to props madness. J-Dub, he hasn't been great recently. I mean, if you were to isolate just his last, 23 games, he's under in 17 of 23. He's really struggled. Now, yes, you could look at this and say, hey, Austin, he just scored 25 points, 9 of 17 shooting against Cavaliers. Tip the cap to him. That was a game with a 251 combined points. Today's total is at 230-ish, so maybe a lower scoring game today. And you look at how he scores. I mean, majority in the pick and roll ball handler where they rank 5th. 15th, middle of the pack in transition and spot up shooting, 10th on free throws. So again, not a great spot. We look at isolation, they rank 30th. So again, would look at maybe a guy like SGA who's a little bit better in isolation than a guy like J-Dub. Additionally, and I meant to pull this up as the Thunder injury report. We look at the Thunder, they are going to be down a big guy, and that would be Isaiah Hartenstein. He is out of tonight's game. So again, when we think about who's going to fill in this role for Isaiah Hartenstein, who's it going to be? I mean, are we going to get Jalen Williams, the other Jalen Williams in here? Are we going to get Aaron Wiggins, Caruso? I don't know what Mark Daigneault decides to do. What I do know is that J-Dub is going to have a much bigger role defensively, especially grabbing rebounds. And I think he actually probably gets Evan Mobley on him. If I had to guess him, Evan Mobley, a very good defender. And so at the end of the day, when we look at J-Dub, he's just been struggling a little bit. Started off the year strong, but struggling recently at home, and it hasn't been, much better, under in 6 of 14 of 20 games at home. So again, I just think it's a tough spot for him. I think it's a much better spot for SGA. Don't be shocked if we do the ladder challenge and SGA's in there for some sort of points. I think it's a better matchup for him than the other guys. I also think about Isaiah Hartenstein. What's he really good at? Creating space. He's good at, not at, 3-point shooting, but setting screens, getting their guys some open opportunities. Without that, what are we going to do offensively? I have no idea. We'll see, but I like his under in points today as my first play of the day. And my second play, and I only have 2 plays, and we'll talk about the ladder as our third and final play of the day, is actually a little bit of a ladder itself, and it is an assist prop. Very similar matchup to what we did with Giannis the other day, and this is going to be our boy, Alperen Sengun. Now, technically, the second pick, there are 3 picks here. The first one is regular line at over 4.5 assists, a.k.a. 5+ assists at minus 130 on Bet365. I'm playing that for 1 unit. I also put a quarter unit on him to get 7 assists at plus 280 on Bet365. And the final one, 10+ assists plus 1,600 on ESPN Bet, just a 0.1 unit play. So nothing too crazy here. In total, 1.35 units risked. There is potential for a big payday if Sengun can somehow get to 10+ assists. Now, I know there's going to be people out there that are going to be like, Why don't you just take the triple double? And I get it. You can get the triple double probably at like plus 2,000. But again, Sengun, not really a guy I like to trust to rebound the basketball. And this is a very tough rebounding spot for him against the Sacramento Kings. So again, I don't like his rebounds tonight, or else I would be on the triple double. I think it's much safer to get rid of the rebounds, take a little bit less profit, but I'd rather take that instead of than trying to force the rebounds in there just for some more payout and then be a little bit pissed if he gets 10 assists and doesn't get the rebounds. So again, I would rather just take the assists. You could take the triple double if that's all you got. I like the assists a lot more than the rebounds, though, as he is on the road taking on the Kings in a back-to-back. Now, why do I like Alperen Sengun? And it's a very similar matchup to what we just talked about with Giannis going up against the Kings. We took Giannis's over an assist, the triple-double as well, and that both of those smacked. Now, Giannis and Alperen Sengun, are they the same player? No. But where they scored the majority of their points, very similar, right? In the restricted area. And we talked with the Kings, one of the best teams at limiting restricted area field goal attempts. So instead, I expect Sengun to be more of a facilitator, especially given that this is the Kings team very good in transition, which is a way that the Rockets score, and that's not a great way for Sengun to get assists. Instead, we want this more of a half-court offensive game, and that's where Sengun can strive. Now, if you look at Sengun, and we'll pull up his stats, he's been pretty good. And you look at him, I'll actually start with his head-to-head stats. Now, one game this year against the Kings, 6 assists, 12 potential assists. So, hey, yeah, the potential assists in there. They lost by 9. All right, game for him. Now, if you take a long-term standpoint, of averaging 5 assists per game this season, over in 20 of his last 30. That included 8 assists last night, 5-5-6. So he's been going over the regular line. Hasn't gotten 7 assists too consistently, but I think this is a great spot for him tonight. And here's why. His last 8 games versus the Kings, he has absolutely feasted. Look at these numbers. I mean, we're seeing a guy absolutely cooking them. He's averaged 7.6 assists per game. Again, not a great rebounding matchup, but in these games, we've seen him have 6+ assists and 7 of 8, 7 assists and 5 of 8, and double-digit 10+ assists in 3 of 8 games. So he's absolutely feasted on this matchup against Sabonis. And we think about this this matchup against the Kings. We've talked with them before. 30th defensively versus spot-up shooters. They give up a lot of catch and shoot. Where they don't give up points is in transition, and they don't give up a ton of points in the restricted area. 55% of Sengun's points are there. They rank second defensively there. So again, I think he's going to be used more as of an offensive hub, and I really think this is a good spot to back his over and assist. And we've seen, when he's faced teams that give up a good amount of threes, we're just going to sort by opponent 3-point allowed. Go to the bottom 15 matchups, 75% hit rate. I don't know if it gets any better. Bottom 20, 11 of 14. He's had 7+ assists in a couple of these games. Maybe not the upside for 10+, but again, this game, 10+ assists in both these games. I think this is a great spot for him to get a bunch of assists. So again, I really like this over. I like the over 4.5 at 1 unit for -130. I like the 7+ upside, and I like the 10+ upside as well. Am I as confident in him getting 10 assists as I am Giannis to get that triple-double? No, but again, we're not even playing that for half the amount we played Giannis triple-double. Instead, I'd rather take this 7 and 10 assists, a little bit of a sprinkle. You can do the 8+ assists as well if you want to. I like breaking it up like this. You see the unit breakdown down below at the bottom of the screen. Now, our third and final play of the day should be no surprise, and we'll talk about this right now. It is going to be day 2 or day 3 of our ladder challenge. Now, as I said at the top of the show, we did cash. Technically, we're only at $35. I'm not worried about it. We'll try to get today's at plus money. At the end of the day, if we hit 10 straight and we end with $9,500, is anyone going to be mad? Probably not. We'll probably make that up, though, as the days go on. Hopefully, guys don't get postponed. But again, day 3 of the ladder challenge will be posted later today. Going to wait for some alternate lines. So stay tuned. Yesterday was a little bit later than I normally do. So maybe look for it somewhere between 3 to 4 p.m. We'll see. It just depends on some alternate lines, waiting on lines in that Pistons game, as well as the Thunder and Cavaliers. I imagine we'll get some alt lines pretty early for Thunder and Cavs, given that's the biggest game on the slate. So definitely stay tuned for that. And then my final note, if you stayed around this long in the video, number 1, I appreciate you. Number 2, if you want to do me a favor, you can still go down and vote for my wife for her financial advising thing. I was just told I have to remind you every single day. A reminder, link in pinned comment or link in description. You click it. I got to do my vote for the day. Best Financial Services, Trina O'Connell. You click save, and then you click submit. So again, if you can do that for me, help a brother out. Apparently, I've already voted. Who the heck knows? Either way, appreciate you guys. If you can do that for me, I would appreciate it. Again, voting closes on Sunday, so I'll keep reminding you in these NBA videos today, tomorrow, and then Saturday and Sunday. hey, we got to use the COS Army for good, and we got to make sure she wins this. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll recap the picks one last time. Jalen Williams under 21.5 points. Sengun assist ladder 4.5, over 6.5, and 10 plus assists. And then the final play will be day 3 of the ladder challenge posted later on this afternoon. Again, only 3 picks today. Going to keep it slow. Let's go 3-0, and I'll see you guys back in tomorrow with some more. See you then. Go vote for my wife. Love you guys. Have a great day. Peace.